up, people! Man, that trial's been wearing my ass out. There's no court today on Saturday, so I'm drinking my coffee, and somebody sent me this, and I go, oh, shit, this is... Check out what this poor, pesky citizen did. I'm sorry. He's a police officer. I thought he was a pesky citizen because of the tattoos. I know I'm a tattooist. All right, so I'm really conflicted here on whether this cop is bad or the other cop is good, and should I say the cop did good, but the cop is picking on another cop, so should I say it's bad? And here's how the cop thinks he should handle it. This is a cop.
Can we let anybody else in the vehicle go through this? Why would we do that? So we can go home?
But you've been drinking, dude, and you were driving.
Yeah, but I'm also a police officer.
I mean, look, this. You guys are like, man, that's not funny. You're laughing, dude. This, I'm telling you, cops now. I mean, cops just wouldn't do. When I was there, a cop may badge me, and this guy badges him. So if I pull over a cop and he's had a few couple drink, and he hasn't wrecked, and he badges me, and he's not like all over the road, and I stopped him because, you know, he swerved or somebody called it in. He's close. There's someone else they could drive. I would just say someone else drive. Even if I pulled over a pesky citizen, and he wasn't like falling down drunk. I mean, again, my attitude for law enforcement should be you should almost have to act in order to get involved with law enforcement. Either you have somebody complaining, somebody's in danger. There has to be a legitimate, good, strong reason. Not this, man, my whole 8 hours, I'm just going to go out and look so I can find and see if I can dig up something and make something happen, just so I can get reports, so I can get stats, so I can impress the sergeant, so I can, raise insurance rates and make people's lives miserable and fear me. I mean, that's the difference in attitude. So this cop seems to think, and they don't show any driving pattern, which I wish they did. This cop seems to think that this guy's driving pretty bad. I can't let you go, dude. It's not. And a lot of times it turns cops off when cops flagrantly badge you like it's a get out of jail free card. And I know it kind of is to a certain extent, to things to where a cop can have some discretion. Now look, this cop, when he first walked up to this vehicle, he could have, as soon as he badged him, said, we're done. So let's see this. And this is the only part of the video I watched, what I just showed you in this right here.
Hey, man.
So this little blur out spot here, I think they're blurring out that he badged him. Maybe there's pictures on his dash, but it looks like they're blurring out he badged him. And I don't know who blurred it out. The PD? James Freeman. Oh, let me give James a shout out for putting up the video. Thanks, James. So, I don't know who.
I got you, brother. Hey, how much you had to drink today, man?
Couple drinks.
Couple drinks? Yeah. All right. Who do you work for now?
For now.
You deputy or detention or what?
Okay, so the reason why the cop asks, are you deputy or detention? Cops don't really recognize people that work in corrections as full-blown cops. So in some agencies, you know what? I was going to put the little side picture in here. Hang on. Okay, so I wanted to, because my hand gestures here, and we'll see how it works. When I was doing the court TV, I had this up, and it was making so much recording, and I just got in from Feeding the Horses, so if you see hay on me or whatever, I was outside Feeding the Horses, came up here, sat down for a second, and so don't be cracking on, man, you look shit, you should get yourself cleaned up, whatever. So the reason why cops look different, he asked him if you're a correction officer or a deputy. Some agencies, some sheriff's departments require, in order to work in the jail, you have to be a full-blown deputy. They only hire deputies. I think that's a better way to do it. You get full-blown deputies. They go through the police department. They know the laws. They're held more accountable. They're more responsible. You put them in the jails, and they work the jail for a year or two, and then they hit the streets. So they learn how to deal with people in a controlled environment. They learn how to deal with criminals. They recognize criminals. They see the same people coming in and out of the jails, because if you work at the jail or work in a city, you contact the same people. Probably 75% of your contacts are people you've contacted before. So, but in some places, they have deputies that work the streets, and then they hire correctional officers to work the jail. Correctional officers aren't full-blown law enforcement. They don't have to go through a full academy. They get basic just law enforcement, maybe arrest or assault, kind of use of force stuff, and then they're put in the jails. But they get a badge that they work for the sheriff's department. And I don't know if it says, I can't remember if it says deputy or not. Maybe it does say deputy. I thought only the deputies had deputy sheriff. They had corrections officer if they weren't a full-blown deputy. So when he asked the guy, are you corrections or are you a deputy, he was trying to figure that out. Because the way this guy flashed his badge, where's my badge at? When a cop walks up to a car, if you go, hey dude, what's up? I mean, now if I'm undercover and I'm following somebody and a cop pulls me over because he runs my plates and the plates come back not on file. Cops know normally when a plate's not on file, it belongs to an undercover car. So, but some cops don't, and some cops will stop them anyway because some regular plates will drop out of the system after 10 years. So if it's an older plate, it'll drop out of the system. I've got some plates hanging in my garage. If any of you guys are cops and you ran those, they would probably not be in the system. They'd probably say not on file because they've been out so long. So, speaking of that, if you want to mess, I wanted to bring that up on the live tonight. If you want to mess with dispatch or something, call in and say there's a crazy driver and give the dispatcher the plate of somebody on TV. Because when you see license plates on TV, they're registered to Hollywood and they're not supposed to be being run. So if you want to fuck with dispatch, say, yeah, there's a reckless driver out here and he's kind of all over the road and here's the license plate. And she'll run it, and as soon as she runs it, she'll get a flag saying, hey, that's a Hollywood plate. What are you doing running that? She'll be like, shit. And then the supervisor will come over and they got to do a whole bunch of paperwork to justify why they ran that plate. So anyway, I digress. Not that I would ever encourage you to do anything illegal and get anybody hurt, but it's not violent. Anyway, so if I'm working and a cop pulls me over and he comes up, as soon as he comes up, I'll be like, dude, I'm undercover. I'm following this dude. I got to go. And he'll be like, cool, get out of here. Now, do cops try that when they're drunk? No. I've never had a cop drunk try to go, dude, man, I'm undercover and I'm following that dude and you got to let me go. I've never had a cop do that. Do they? Could they? I guess they could. I mean, I don't know. But, so the way this guy had his badge out when you walk up, that's kind of a punk rookie move for cops. Most cops wouldn't do that. Most cops are like, hey man, if the guy asks if I got a gun in the car, I'll let him know I got a gun. Then I'll let him know I'm a peace officer. If he wants to see my badge and ID, I'll show it to him to prove why I got a gun, etc. But this guy, as soon as he walked up, it was like, and I think that's what they blurred out. So that's why he asked, where do you work? Are you corrections, whatever? Because corrections, Department of Corrections in California was notorious for running around saying, I'm a cop, I'm a cop, I'm a cop, I'm a cop. Cops don't recognize Department of Corrections as cops, but they drive like idiots and think they can badge their way out of everything. And I mean, I think I told one of my crazy cop stories where I pulled one over. He was going like 90, cutting in. I'm going to work. I'm just going to work, driving in, and he's going 90. And then he's passing on the shoulder. And I'm like, fuck, man, this dude's driving like an idiot. I said, I don't really want to get involved in this bullshit, but I said, he's going to probably, I don't know what the hell's going on. Is he running from something, or is he an emergency? Maybe I can call it meth. So I'm just like, fuck. So I tried to ignore it, but then after I think he went maybe 2 or 3 times, and when he passed on the right, and it was heavy morning traffic, I was like, oh, fuck, I got to light his ass up. So I clicked on my reds, and I finally catch up to him. It took me a while, I mean, because he was hauling ass. So I was driving on the median trying to catch up to him. And then I pull him over, and as soon as I get up to the car, hey, man, I'm a cop. I go, I don't give a fuck. I said, you better be on some sort of fuck. I said, you're driving like I'm a fucking maniac, dude. I said, you're all over the fucking road. You're endangering people. What the fuck? Where are you going? Man, I just got off work. I'm going home. I go, you're driving like this to go fucking home? Are you kidding me? I mean, it was, now look, I drive fast, and I usually don't mess with people for driving fast, but this dude, when you're passing on the median, cutting it out, you surprise people, and they may break or flee from you because they're not expecting to see. That's another level of danger. And I said before, I'm not a big speeding ticket kind of guy, but this guy was just crazy. So I ended up letting him go. I was like, dude, You're driving like a fucking maniac. And I said, I drive this thing to work. I said, if I ever see you driving this fucking reckless, I said, I will tow your car and your ass will go to jail. I said, that's it. And he's like, all right, man. All right, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. I gave him his shit and I left. But I detained him long enough for all the people on the road that he had passed and did all that to drive by us to see that he was getting stopped. Anyway, I digress. I don't even know how the hell I got on that. What was I talking about? See, I get off on these tangents. So I'm trying to explain on why this guy kind of saw that this guy was kind of a rookie and kind of, I just call it, we might call it a bitch move. Dude, you're fucking drinking and you're out here and you know you're fucking drunk and you think you can shove this badge in my face and it's okay? See, with cameras now, without cameras, this guy could have went, see you later. But right here, he could still, I think, technically just say, I don't want to deal with this. So I give the cop credit. He didn't. But it would be very easy for this cop right now when the guy goes, sees the cop, yeah, I've had a couple drinks. All right, man, I thought you were waving. Be careful and leave. The problem with that is this guy's so freaking stupid, he would have drove away, got in an accident, killed somebody, and then they got the footage of this guy, and this cop would have lost his career. So did this cop do the right thing because of the camera or because he's a good guy? I don't know. Does it matter? I don't know if that matters either. But this cop technically could have left right here.
Alright. You got your gun on you?
I ain't got my gun now.
Alright, man. Well, you've been drinking, right?
A couple drinks, yeah.
How come you're driving? Dude, you're all over the place.
Am I?
Good. Yeah?
I got you. Yeah, I'm right there off of McClintock and Apache.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go home.
Alright.
I got you. Yeah, I know. I know.
You had too much to drink, man?
I had a couple
Hartwell University.
I'm not gonna lie.
No 28 is going to be
Alright,
a
man. Why
white
don't you go ahead and hop out?
Chevy.
So as soon as he said I had a couple drinks, the cop, I think, would have been, all right, man, it's not illegal to have a couple drinks, but you need to drive careful. I thought you were weaving, and leave. He could have done that and probably been okay, and they probably couldn't have charged him. They probably could have said, why didn't you do? I didn't see the signs. And this guy could have said, I didn't see the signs. The guy was talking okay. He showed me his bad, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it would be hard, but this cop appears like, dude, you're all over the fucking road. I'm not letting you drive away from here, and you're on camera, and you caused this shit by going out getting this fucking drunk and driving, so you got to pay the piper.
Stunning.
Just turn fix the car for me.
Wow, look at all those tattoos. Wow. Man, he looks like a police officer. Used to be you see a guy and you go, he looks like a police officer. You can't do that anymore. You cannot say, pick out a cop anymore. Why is that? Is that good or bad? You can decide for yourself.
You don't have your gun on you?
No, I'm going home.
Alright.
The fact that he's out and he doesn't have his gun on me tells me he's not really a cop. Because most real cops, they're not running around without their freaking gun. I mean, that's just stupid. Unless you're out there just writing tickets every day, you don't run around with your... If you're out there arresting bad guys and doing bad shit and your face is known and people know, bad guys know you're a cop, you don't run around without your gun. So the fact that he doesn't have his gun tells me he's probably punk anyway. He's out there writing tickets.
What's that?
You don't got to do all me.
Right.
No, I got you, dude. I've done this many times.
Alright.
I've done this many times. Now, some people may say he's saying I've driven drunk many times. That's not what he's saying. He's saying I've cut cops' brakes. It's the brotherhood, the code blue, the brother blue, the blue lives matter, whatever. You should just cut me some slack, dude. This cop's doing the right thing.
Alright, well, we're gonna do a DUI investigation, man. You're all over the place.
So this guy knows right now, when he said we're doing an investigation, that the odds of him getting let go is slim to none, and Slim just left town. So you tell that stress release of the neck, his arms are crossed, he's pissed.
Come stand
I have no idea what happens.
over here, man. 513 460.
What?
Yeah, I need you to head this way. Alright, man. Do me a favor, stand on the heels close together. Arms side by your side.
You ain't do the whole thing with me? Yeah,
Said
bro.
804 South Pittsburgh.
I think he said, "Are you gonna ding me, man?" And he goes, "Yeah, bro."
472.
Okay.
Just us together, man.
So you see this guy kind of smiling, but he keeps tilting his head. He's tense. I mean, he's just feeling all the tense. He's getting pissed. He's trying to hold back what he wants to say. His body language is pretty telling.
Are you gonna refuse to do these or what?
Look at his paws.
I'm good with you, bro.
I'm good with you. Okay, so I'm not seeing a whole bunch of swaying here right now, but the long pause in his response and his slurred words, plus we didn't see the driving pattern. The driving pattern is what the cops see when we see a car. He was swerving left to right. He almost hit a fire extinguisher. He almost went in a pole. He was overcorrecting. He was going slow and fast. He was sitting at a green light and he didn't go. So this delay in response time all goes to why you shouldn't be driving. If you can't react normal when nothing's happening, you can't react safely if a kid runs out in front of you, a dog, if a car pulls in front of you. If something changes that's out of your control, you can't. Remember, alcohol's a depressant. It slows you down. You can't function properly. That's why you shouldn't be driving. That's the intent behind drunk driving laws. The intent isn't that you had a beer with your dinner and you got alcohol in your breath and a cop can get a stat and arrest you and tow your car and make all this money for the PD and get all. That's not the intent. And our laws are based on the intent of the law, not the letter of the law. A lot of people miss that, including cops.
All right, stay with yours close together. Arms down by your side. Any head or eye injuries?
I've been in this old school, man. What are we going through right now?
We're gonna do HGN.
So again, pissed, looking away. How am I going to deal with this punk cop who's giving me hassle because I'm a cop? How dare he? We're going to do an HDN. So the reason why the cop's asking head or eye injury is just like if you're watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial when the judge asked Kyle, are you under any mental condition, medication, or are you clear making this decision? Before we start the test, we want to make sure that the eyes aren't damaged or the head damaged because that will affect the HDN. HDN is horizontal gaze nystagma, I think. And it tests the smooth pursuit of your eye. Your eye will start popping at a certain point, and the closer it pops to the center, the more drunk you are. Right about here, if it pops, I think you might be a 08. You move in here, you might be a 112. You move in here, you might be more. If it's popping right when you start, you're a 2-0 or better.
460.
Can we let anybody else in the vehicle go through this?
This is kind of odd that he says, can we let anybody in the vehicle do this? So what he wants this cop, he's not thinking clearly. Instead of saying, hey guy, can I just let one of the other guys in the car drive for me? Well, dude, first of all, if there's somebody in the car that could drive, why weren't they driving instead of you? Because you were being big shit. I'm a cop. I'll drive. It's okay. They won't do nothing to me. That's why you're driving. So I don't know if anybody in the car isn't drunk or not, but he says, can we let someone else do the test? Which means his thought process is, I'll just morph to this guy and this guy will morph. You'll do the test on my buddy and we'll let him take the DUI instead of me. I'm like, really, dude? I'm going to put an innocent guy in jail just to save you? Are you kidding me?
Why would we do that? So we can go home?
But you've been drinking, dude, and you were driving.
Okay. The fact that you're drinking and driving, I don't have a big, people can go ahead and hate on me. That's not a big deal to me. I grew up in a time to where drinking and driving was fine. I mean, we used to drink while we're driving, legal, in Texas, no problem. I tell a story when I'm driving to Corpus Christi or Port Aransas on our motorcycles when I was stationed down in San Antonio. We would put little beers in our helmet with some ice, and we would drink them while we're driving down to Port Aransas. It wasn't the end of the world. Nobody was panicking. People would be in the car next to us drinking, cheering us, and it's not a big deal. It's a crime to be drunk and drive to where you're unsafe. It's not a crime to have a drink. But whatever.
Yeah, but I'm also a police officer.
That doesn't excuse your behavior.
I know.
No, you don't know. Or you wouldn't be asking all these dumbass questions.
But I don't think I was also all over the road.
You don't think I was also all over the road. Now this guy's an Arizona deputy, by the way.
I'm telling you what I saw.
Yeah.
Okay?
I got you.
You've told me you were drinking,
Yeah.
right?
But it's also...
It doesn't matter if you're an officer or not.
Then that puts me my job at risk, right?
You don't think it's going to put mine at risk if I don't do this?
Dude, I understand. But can I maybe someone else put behind the wheel? Behind the wheel?
You see, you're slurring your words.
I am. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Sarge,
I'm not trying to risk my
he's
career off this.
Off-duty PCSO.
But I also don't want to risk my career off this, dude.
So when he said off-duty PCSO, where's the county? What is this? Oh, it must be Penal? Penal County, Arizona. Maybe that's why. All right, here we go.
You already did that. You made the decision. Listen to me. You made the decision to go out and drink, right? I didn't make that decision for you, right?
Damn, sounds like a cop is slurring. I didn't make that decision for you.
Dude, I've done this many times, dude. I don't understand.
Okay.
Do you drink or not?
No, I don't.
Okay, then that's not my decision.
I
drink.
I understand that.
I'm trying to get my fucking friends home, dude. Then don't put my fucking career at risk like it.
You drove and drunk and badged your way out of it because you think you could. Your career has been at risk since you got indoctrinated into the blue line. The laws don't apply to you.
Dude, I'm not trying to fucking do this with you right now. But like,
So are you refusing to do these tests? It's a simple yes or no.
I understand if I refuse, then you're gonna place me under arrest. And that's some bullshit.
Is it though?
It is. Dude, you know what we go through, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Which is exactly why you should know better.
Yes.
This cop sounds like CHP. If this guy wasn't that drunk and he was doing this, I'd call the cop a dick. But this guy looks pretty freaking drunk. So, again, he still hasn't described the driving pattern that he saw. If he just saw him weave once, then I think it's kind of bullshit that he pulled him over for one weave and he's trying to arrest him. But the guy, I mean, it's on camera. He caught the dude. And to me, so far, I'm not sure this guy should be driving. I mean, he's not waving and falling down, stumbling, but he hasn't done anything.
And that's why I'm trying to get my friends home right now, dude.
But you're drunk.
And dude,
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for conclusion. I guarantee you the defense will be playing his tape. Your Honor, before he even did the test, he had already came to the conclusion he was drunk. Of course he was going to arrest my client, no matter how we did it on the test. Whatever.
let me talk to Sergeant then, dude.
Talk to my sergeant. He's going to tell you the same thing.
What's up?
He doesn't think I should do a DUI investigation.
Let me ask you a question. How much you gonna drink tonight?
I've had enough.
What is enough? One beer, two. We drinking beer or mixed drinks?
Mixed drinks.
How many?
3.
3?
Yeah.
When was your first mixed drink?
What was it?
When was it?
Okay, so what he's doing is I think he's going to try to talk this guy. I don't know where he's going, but here's what I'm thinking he's doing. If you had 3 drinks, now he's going to get the time you started. He's going to prove the guy's lying. The time you started to the time it is now. Do the test, dude. You're only going to be, if you're being honest with me, you're only going to be, because each drink you have, you get basically 2 points higher. So 3 drinks would put you at a .06. You're still not legal after 3 drinks. That's if you drink 3 drinks in 1 hour. And then you burn .20 you burn 1 drink every hour. So if you take 3 drinks in 3 hours, you are going to be 0 because your body burns 2. And this isn't average. This isn't exact. So if I take 3 drinks in 3 hours and I blow a breath test, it'll be 0 because I burnt O2 every hour. Now, if I take the last drink right after the hour, then it takes an hour to burn that. And that's where time gets in there. But if he said he had 3 drinks and he said he's only been out drinking for a couple hours, which he will say probably, I don't know, then he's going to say, dude, you're only going to be in 02 if you've only had 3 drinks here. Maybe I had more. That's probably what it'll be. I mean, I've been there and done that. And so the sergeant's just using his words against him.
Probably about 11.
When was your last drink?
Probably about midnight.
And what kind of drinks were you having?
I was having cranberry tequila.
So 3 cranberry tequilas between 11 and midnight, right? It's now a little bit after 2 o'clock? It's a little after 2 o'clock now, right?
Yes, sir.
And you chose to drive, right? Do you feel like you were impaired?
I feel like I could have got my friends home.
Yes, no question. Do you feel like you're impaired? You made the decision to drive. Do you feel like you're impaired, or do you feel like you're okay to drive?
So this guy just figured out this guy ain't helping me. He's talking me into making incriminating statements. And I'm not sure how this gets past. This guy's in custody, and we're asking incriminating questions. We're asking you to incriminate yourself, and yet we don't read your rights or give you the right to remain silent. I don't know how that gets around. I mean, in all legal minds, you can't ask a guy incriminating questions. Maybe if this guy says, I want a lawyer, as soon as he's pulled over, then maybe a lawyer can challenge that he requested counsel and they made him do these tests. Even though he volunteered under duress, he asked for counsel first. If I would have been there, I would advise him not to do it. Therefore, anything he did after he asked for counsel is null and void. I don't know if that's ever been tried. I would assume it has. But I just don't get how cops can make you do things against your penal interests. Basically, that can convict you or get you jail time. They can make you do it, and you don't have a right to refuse. I don't get it. Now, when you sign for your driver's license, there's an implied consent that you must submit to a blood or breath test when requested by a peace officer. You can't say, I want a lawyer, and get around that because you accepted your driver's license under the pretense or under the threat of that you can't have a license, that you must do this. And that's a coercive move right there. Anyway, here we go.
I feel like I'm okay to drive.
Feel like you're okay to drive?
Yeah.
So, do you want to do the test? Here's the deal. If you do the test and you're fine, we're all good to go, all right?
We tell all drunks that because we know they ain't doing fine. I mean, if he says right now, I ain't doing a test, I've got enough to arrest him. I mean, his words are slowed, his responses are slow, coupled with his driving pattern. I've got probable cause to say I don't think this guy's safe to drive. Now, can I do a little Paz on the side of the road, have him blow on the little straw in the car, and see what the preliminary test is before I take him? I could do that. And to me, I just don't know why cops don't do that. Why go through all this bullshit? Dude, I think you're drinking. Blow into this. You're .03. See you later. Why do we have to go through all this to get to the... I'll tell you why. Because the government wants to collect more data and more information to use against you.
If you don't do the test, then you force us to make a decision, all right? If you think you're okay, like you just said, there shouldn't be an issue with doing the test, right? The test gives you a chance to show that you're not impaired. You know, it's like we do. We can look at it and say, you know what?
Then why can't you help me out though?
You know what? I'll be honest. If you're just speeding a little bit, I can ignore that, right? I can say, you know what?
Then help me out, brother. Help me out, brother.
If you've been drinking and driving, why are we out here right now? Why are we out here looking for folks who are gonna hit and kill somebody? All right?
I'm not.
All right?
You know, as a fellow officer, you know I'm not out here to do that. I'm right there off of fucking Apache.
Okay.
I'm literally right down next to it.
What's your name? What's your first name?
Julian.
Julian.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Here's my question, all right? Will you knock out these tests just to see if you're impaired or not?
Brother, I'm right down the fucking road, dude.
I understand that.
He doesn't want to do the test because he knows he's going to fail him. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
But we're not down the road. We're right here, okay? You got pulled over. The officer obviously saw us.
I seen him behind me, dude.
Okay.
I seen him behind me.
How many of y'all think if the sergeant pulled him over that we would be here? I don't think we would. I'm thinking the sergeant would have, dude, you're close to home. Get your ass out and walk home. If I see you driving, your ass is going to jail. I think that's the way the sergeant would have handled it. And I'm not sure. I know people are going to give me shit. And I think cops ought to be held accountable. And this guy's doing wrong. But, man, I just hate playing this drunk driving game because of Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. We've turned people into felons and ruining their whole lives because they drunk driving. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't even get in an accident. They didn't even do anything. They simply commit a traffic violation, and now if you get a drunk driving, your whole life's over. You usually lose your license. You can't have a job. You got court costs out the ass. You got to hire a lawyer. You got to pay $5,000 for a... I mean, it's just... We've turned drunk driving into a life-altering event. And I just don't agree with that. I know somebody's out there going to have a dead kid or somebody they know dead and be all, well, wait, do you have the... I've been in accidents where people... I get it. People that are out there driving recklessly and doing shit crazy need to get off the road. But this... Everyone who has a drink is fucking public enemy one. I'm not into that.
And listen, I can smell the alcohol.
I slow down.
So
I understand that, dude.
he obviously saw it and pull you over, right? So let me ask you this question: are you going to do these tests or not, so we can see if you're impaired? If you're not impaired, cool. We don't think you're impaired enough, we can say, you know what, park it. If we do think you're impaired, that's another option, all right? But we have a job to do, just like if the roles were reversed.
You know what? If that was the case, dude, I would have fucking helped. I would have said, hey, you know what? Call a fucking brother, call a sister, call a friend. Let me get you
When he's call a brother or sister, he's talking about brother officer, sister officer.
out of this situation. And that's what I would have done.
It's a yes or no question. I understand that, right? But you made the decision. You know what the potential consequences are, right? And you still made the decision. You called Uber.
Motorcycle cops hate taking their helmet off. I don't know why, but when I see them standing around with their helmet on doing shit, I'm just like, dude, take your freaking helmet off. But they're so used to having it on, I guess it's easier than take. I don't know.
So my question, can you hang up by the car, speak to people in there? So, will you take care of these tests for me to figure out what's going on? Just talking back and forth isn't going to change anything, all right?
That's a long video, so I'm not going through the whole thing. I just kind of want to get through the test.
Well, you ask the question, I'll give you my answer, all right? The next question goes back to what Officer Davis asked you. Will you do these tests so we can see if you're impaired or not? If you're not, then cool. If you are, then we have another thing to take care of.
What are you gonna hit me with?
I don't know.
490.
I don't know. But we need to first look at, are you impaired or not?
Hey, are you
So,
still on?
will you come up with a assist line over here and just see what happens?
Yeah, we were on the southwest. We'll meet you back over there.
I'm a little cold, but yeah, I guess we can do that, man.
Alright,
You have a
let's come on
jacket?
over here. You have any guns on your
brother.
trailer?
You have a jacket in the car? I don't got my duty weapon on me.
Okay.
No.
You have
It's
not
at the
any gun on?
apartment. No.
Okay.
It's at the department? No, it's in my apartment. Oh, in your apartment. Okay. It's in my apartment. Gotcha. You know what?
So if it was at the department, that you hear that cop's excitedness? It's at the department? He was thinking, have you been relieved of duty? Did they take your gun? Are you not allowed to carry your gun now? Because, again, real cops don't drive around without their gun.
And that's the thing, dude. You know what? I don't hit motherfuckers like that. Dude, listen. This isn't New York, man. Okay? New York, nigga. I'm from Arizona, dude. I'm not from New York. Dude.
So the cop was trying to make the point. In New York, they're a crooked agency. They believe in a blue. There's 50,000 cops. You don't know anybody. As soon as a cop shows a badge, you know, I've heard horror stories from buddies that went up for training in New York, and he goes, you know, they buy food and they badge their way out of food. They don't pay for anything. It's New York PD is like a badge to go in and eat for free and drink for free. It's just really unethical. So that's why this cop is saying this ain't New York. But anyway.
First of all, watch your mouth. Okay? New York, nigga. I'm from Arizona.
New York, nigga? Shit! What the? So now the cop got offended because the cop called him a nigga. My nephew called me the other day. He's like, yo, my nigga, what's up? I go, yo, my nigga, what's up? And his dad's in the car. His dad's just bust up laughing.
Arizona, dude. I'm not from New York. Dude, first of all, watch your mouth.
This cop does sound like a little anal kind of, I'm the law, everybody's the law. He sounds like the type he might give his mom a ticket, but we'll see.
Second of all, I'm trying to make a point with you. Yeah. Okay? We do things way different out here than they do in New York, right? I'm not from New York. Why would you think of New York?
He can't follow you. You're trying to have a reasonable conversation with somebody that's impaired and not reasonable. It doesn't work.
I'm asking you a question.
Why would you think I'm from New York?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. I'm not from New York. I never said I was from New York.
Dude, it's a good thing the guy didn't say we weren't from the moon. Man, we haven't been to the moon. We haven't been to you for 40 years, and we didn't even go. It's faked. And this dude would have went off on a tangent. Good thing the guy used New York and not the moon. But if I was still working, I'd probably have to use that now that I thought about it. Yo, man, it's not like we're on the moon. And the guy'd be like, what? Confused. I don't know if we ever played tricks and confused guys sometimes. When they were really funny in the back seat after we arrested them, I could see us being a little, what somebody might say, mean and playing tricks on them. And like I said, we used to play music. I fought the law and the law won and cops and we would just have fun and it was cool.
New York. I'm from Arizona, dude.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, then don't. I'm not from New
All right,
York.
are you gonna do these tests or not?
Let's come on over to your line house because it's not that.
Sergeant, I'm gonna talk to you, brother.
Tell you what, Julian, come on, let's over here. Why don't you
I'll come with you, dude.
Come on to the line over here, right in this way.
I'm telling you, dude, if I was handling this guy,
I'm from here.
as soon as I got him in a car and hooked him, I'd say, dude, you know why I arrested you? Why, man? Because you're from New York. Dude, I'm not from New York. Why do you keep calling me? He would rattle about New York all the way to the freaking jail.
Can you see this light where my light is? Now you stand right there, okay?
Shit, this is a long video. I'm at 30 minutes already.
All right,
Officer
dude.
Davis going to just explain the test to you, all right?
Left foot, right
Heels and
foot,
toes.
right
Here,
foot.
heels and toes together.
He said ears and toes. I think the freaking cop's drunk.
That's cool.
Arms down by your side.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try to get this done as quick as possible. All right.
Hey, she ain't gonna help you, dude. I already know I'm drunk, dude.
That spitting and that neck and spitting is all gangster shit that the bangers do when you're dealing with them. It's a slight disrespect. Remember, it used to be a law you couldn't spit on the street. I mean, we had standards and morals. And to spit on the street was considered immoral and nasty. It offended women and children. It wasn't the honorable or gentleman thing to do. So spitting on the streets used to get you government action. Now, I don't believe that the government ought to be enforcing that, but the theory behind having morals is a good thing. So, this neck thing and this spitting and it's cool, man. Yo, nigga, it's cool. He's fronting him off, and that's what bangers do. That's exactly how they treat cops, and he's acting like a banger, and this cop is like, dude, why are you That's why the cop's getting a little irritated, because he knows he's being kind of disrespected, and he's fronting you off, kind of trying to, yeah, whatever, dude, whatever, let's go. And that's what the bangers do. They challenge you without challenging you.
All right. Any head or
Secret
injuries?
language.
Medications or illegal drugs? No. Do you wear contacts or glasses?
I don't know if that was a no. He said any medications and then slid in illegal drugs. Those are supposed to be independent answers.
All right, man. Look at a green light. Follow with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Don't move your head.
HGN's gonna tell you, brother.
HGN. So now he's trying to say, I know what you're. And a lot of cops, when they're drunk, will act like they got to tell you what you're doing and how much they know, and that to get that bonding that me and you are the same, dude.
That's what I'm telling you.
I appreciate that.
I mean, the guy does look like he's shivering his chest and everything, so it must be kind of chilly out there. So this sucking air and blowing, he's trying to clean his lungs out and get rid of excess alcohol. I don't know if I've ever done the test to where you hyperventilate, but there's a rumor out there that if you hyperventilate before you blow, you'll clean your lungs out a little, and it'll get less alcohol when you blew the test. I don't know if that's true or not.
Don't move your head.
And he's shivering for sure. Which is probably a good thing because he's shivering. He's trying to keep warm. His body's going into overdrive to warm his body. He's probably burning more alcohol. All right, I'm not going to watch all this shit.
What's that?
What's
All right, man.
what's the latest?
What's that?
What's the he can't tell you.
We'll go over that in just a few, okay? All right, man. We're going to use the side of this white line closest to me.
So the cop knows, look, you already know if you're going to have me blow from the HGN. If I pass the HGN, you're probably going to stop the test. The fact that we're going on the next test tells me that you know I'm drunk and you're going to arrest me. Cops know that.
Okay? All right. Stay in that position until I tell you down that line. Steps, I want you to look at your feet until you finish. Right foot in front touching. 2, keep your lead foot. And again, you understand? All right, man. Begin.
From this test right here, the guy's not that bad. I'm not thinking he's that drunk. His words are worse than his body movements.
See, serious small steps.
Yep.
He knows that they're writing down every time he doesn't do like he told them, so he had to clarify. Good. Man, he's walking pretty good.
Okay. All right, man. Turn around. Yep, you turn. All right. Heels and toes together. Arms down by your side. Stay in that position until I tell you to do anything. All right? All right. When I tell you begin, you're going to raise one leg of your toe. And demonstration, I'm going to raise my right. Keep the bottom of your foot on one. Okay?
He's freaking shivering. That will affect the test.
Are you ready? Arms down by your side.
So, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay. All right, you can relax.
Man, I'm thinking he's doing pretty good on the test. The problem is, it doesn't matter if you pass the test. They're going to have you blow into the straw and get the computer to say how much you have. You can do perfect on every test and they will not stop if they want to blow. Which is why I don't know why the lawyers haven't challenged it and they just went, look, give the breath test first. I mean, so the guy knows what he blew on the test and then he can refuse to do the rest of the test. I mean, it's just, I don't know if some states say that you're required. I don't think you're required to do these tests. You're only required to blow or give blood or urine, depending on what your law is.
You relax. We're going to go over here and talk to my sergeant again, okay?
Yeah.
Nice deep breath, man.
Okay, so they're giving him a PAS, which I'm kind of with them. He's doing pretty good on the test. If this PAS is low enough, they can let him go, even though he probably shouldn't be driving because we checked the boxes.
Blah, 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 blah. All right.
And everybody's worrying. What's the number?
Probably about 0.8.
Hang on a second, Julian.
Yeah.
So, what do you got?
I got 4 of 6 HGN. I got 2 on one leg stand, 2 on walk and turn. So,
So, what do you want to do?
gonna arrest him.
All right.
What was it? Hey, Julian, man. Here's the deal, brother.
Brother, I ain't your brother if you're cooking me up and taking me to jail. Let's get that straight right now. We ain't brothers and we ain't friends.
You're a .121.
Ooh, 121. So 0.8 is drunk, 0.10 is more than drunk, and 121, he's like 4 points over. So not good.
Okay.
Okay, you're well over the legal limit. All right. So right now I'm going to place you under arrest for DUI.
Can we call for something else?
For what?
So we not go through this whole thing?
What do you mean?
So it jeopardize my career?
Man, I have to tell you, you did that to yourself. Okay?
But like I didn't crash. I didn't do anything.
Julian, here's the deal. That doesn't change either, right? At the end of the day, you drank too much and you got behind the wheel of the car.
I know, but like,
so Julian, here's the deal. You're not going to jail tonight, all right? We'll be done with this about an hour.
I know. I know you gotta do the.
Release. We gotta do it, right?
But that puts me in like court and shit. They do like can we like call someone else and do this shit? Like, can we just blow shit?
Because who do you want me to call? Do you want me to call your on-duty sergeant? I guarantee you they're going to tell me to do the same thing I'm going to do. Okay?
That's a good point. Who thinks if you call his sergeant be like, man, I'll be down there. Now, he may offer, look, if you guys cut him a break, I'll come pick him up, and I'll guarantee you he won't drive tonight. I would do that. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but it's up to the cop whether he wants to do that, and it's all on video. And if they're not doing it for everybody, see, I wouldn't have a problem with them letting this guy go if they let other drunk drivers go. If the government worked with everybody not to ruin their life, I'd be okay with it. But they don't. So, unfortunately, this guy got to get screwed like everyone else, if you're going to be fair.
Listen.
dude,
Listen. I get it. You're a deputy. I get it.
do you want me to park my
Okay.
car and then we can walk to the fucking thing, dude? Like we can just like have this out, dude.
Listen. I get it. You're a deputy. Okay?
And
but that
I don't
absolutely...
want this on my, I just want this on my shit, dude.
Listen. Okay? I didn't make this decision for you.
No, I understand, dude.
Okay.
I understand. I made my decision.
You made the mistake. You're gonna have to deal with the consequences.
So why you guys do this to me? Seriously.
Drunks always think everyone else does things to them. Whether it's family, friends, or whatever, you're doing this to me. You're not helping me. You're not my friend. You're not... That's just what drunks do.
I'm not doing anything to you. You did this to yourself.
I understand, but like we can. How many DUIs do you get like a fucking year, or a fucking night?
Why does that matter? The only thing that matters right now is here and now, okay?
You're
if
impaired.
If we pulled you over, Julian, and you were stone cold sober, we won't be talking.
Let's
to you,
just
all
do
right?
this and get it over with.
Okay.
Put him in front. Put him in front.
Can't put them in front. Policy prohibits handcuffing people in the front. It's too easy for them to reach for a gun, grab you, choke you, etc.
Double them up for you.
Can you put him in front at least?
I'll double them up for you.
Double them up meaning I'm going to use 2 sets of cuffs so your hands aren't... Because big guys with muscles, it's tough for them to get their wrists together. So you put 2 cuffs together, you extend that... I think I got a set of cuffs up here. Oh, shit, they're hooked up. But anyway, you like hook 2 cuffs together, and then you make it wider. I'm assuming everybody knows that, but... All right, so I'm sure they arrest him. I don't know what else happens in this. I'm at 45 minutes, but look, I'm not going to put this on Earning the Hate. I think the cop did the right thing, so I'll probably put this on my playlist to where cops do the right thing. And unfortunately, the cop that drove didn't do the right thing. And if he'd have killed somebody, then what? And who thinks this guy, this law enforcement officer that gets all this expertise in court and gets to wear his uniform, and all you pesky citizens, their word is worth more, and they get to run around and shoot people, and they don't have to comply with the laws like anyone else. Who thinks this guy, if he loses his cop job, will be able to get out there and get another job with the benefits, pay, and protections that he's got now? It ain't gonna happen. All right, we'll end that there.